Hello children, today I will explain the lesson Gentlemen of Rio and Medio, written by John A. Sedillo. So let me explain the lesson. So this lesson is from second language English. If you have second language English, so you can open the textbook. The page number is 46, not 46, 45. You can open the page number 45. You can go through the lesson as I read. It took months of negotiation to come to an understanding with the old man. He was in no hurry. What he had the most of was time. He lived up in Rio and Medio, where his people had been for hundreds of years. He tilled the same land they had tilled. His house was small and rich, but quaint. The little creek ran through his land. His orchard was grand and beautiful. So here, the author, John A. Sedillo, he says like this. He met one person, old man. Okay, so he says that he has taken so much of time, like months, so many months he took to understand the old man. To understand an old man. That was an old man. So we will see why he has taken that much time to understand a person. What was the speciality that he had? So next line, next sentence I'll read. He was in no hurry. Who was in no hurry? The old man. Okay, the writer says about the old man, gentleman of Rio and Medio. So gentleman means a good person, right? So Rio and Medio is the place, city, okay, that is there in New Mexico in United States of America. So he took that much of time. So here negotiation means what? Discussion. So he had so much of official discussion with that man, old man. So in order to get conclusion about the discussion and understand about that, so he took so much of time with that old man. Why? What was that discussion that he had with that old man? It was about what? That and all we'll see. So he was in no hurry. The old man was not in hurry. So he was not doing the works hurriedly. He was doing little slow. Why? Because see, what he had the most of was time. He had so much of time. That was the reason why he was not in hurry. Underline that. He was in no hurry. Underline why was not he in hurry? Because he had so much of time. That was the reason. Then he lived up in Rio and Medio. Who lived up in Rio and Medio? The old man, where his people had been for hundreds of years. So in the place, same place, that is Rio and Medio, so his forefathers, they had been living in that same place, and they tilled the same land that they had tilled. So he has tilled the same land, means he did the farmer work in that land. Tilling the land means growing the seeds, growing the plants and the crops, like that. The tilling work was happening on the same place, the same land that his forefathers, they and all did the same work in the same land, and like an inheritance he got that land, and even he did the same work. His house was small. Okay, his house was small house. But what was the speciality of that house? It was rich and it was looking unpleasant. All the things were kept randomly. Okay, no, it was looking not pleasant, not calm. But the thing is, it is quaint, means unusual and attractive. It was not looking pleasant, but it was attractive. Some special attraction was there to that house. It was, see, quaint means old-fashioned house. It is not the new model house. It was old-fashioned house, but it was looking little attractive. It is attractive. The house is attractive. Though it was unpleasant, but it was attractive. Why was it attractive? Let us see. The little creek ran through his land. So in that land, from that small stream of water was flowing down. That is really attractive, right? Whenever the water flows, so children used to play. They love to play near the water. Even everyone loves the streams of water that was flowing there. Small creek was there. So his orchard was planned with beautiful. It was beautiful. He has little bit garden, small garden. It is like some plants, the trees have been grown up in that place. It was looking beautiful. So he had the beautiful garden in front of his house. Next para. That is about the first paragraph. If we go to the next second para, listen carefully. The day of the sale, he came into the into the office. His coat was old, green and faded. I thought of Senator Catron. So here the day of sale means actually he wanted to do some business. He wanted to sell his house where he was living, that house. He wanted to sell the house. He wanted to sell it. Then at that time even the author came and even this man also went there. Now here they will give the physical appearance of that man. His coat was old. Whose coat was old? The man's. The old man coat was old. Then green color. It was green color, but the color is not thick. It is faded. Okay, because it is old, right? So faded means what? Almost the color had been gone. Color was not there. That much. The real color was not there. It is almost gone. I thought of Senator Catron. Okay, who is this Senator Catron? So if you see the meaning that is given in the textbook, see here Thomas. So here they give Thomas Benton Catron. So he was the senator from New Mexico. So 1912 to 1917. So like one official he was. So he seemed like that. See, his physical appearance was like that. That is the that's why he was comparing to that person. Who has been such a power with these people up there in the mountain? This Senator Catron, as an officer, he was there in that place. And he had the authority over that place, over the people who are living in that mountain area. Now, he is comparing, the author is comparing this old man, the old person to the Senator Catron. He imagined, he thought of that person by looking the physical appearance of this man. Then after that what? Perhaps it was one of his old Prince Albert's. He wore gloves. And this man was wearing one more physical appearance. What is that? He was wearing gloves. Gloves, you know, right? Wearing to these hands. He was wearing the gloves. And by seeing that, he remembered one more person. Who is that? Prince Albert's. Then they were old and torn, and his fingertips showed through them. Though he wore the gloves, but the gloves were torn off. And through the holes that the gloves had, his fingers was visible. He could see his small fingers through that torn gloves. Though the person wore gloves, the gloves are not fully covered. They are not new gloves. They were torn. So through the torn gloves, the author could see the fingers of the old man. Understood? Now, let us see. So he carried a cane. Old man, generally old man will be carrying a stick, right? To walk, to take the support. While walking, they'll take the support. But it was only the skeleton of a worn out umbrella. So it is not the normal stick that generally old people can have. But what type of stick he was wearing? The worn out umbrella, the skeleton. So if you take the umbrella, so entire this outside the covering, that we will get the shade through that umbrella. Outside the cloth had been removed, only the skeleton, the ribs will be there, the rims of the umbrella and the stick that was there. Only skeleton of the umbrella was there. That he is using as a stick. Behind him walked one of his innumerable kin, a dark young man with eyes like gazelle. Okay, back of him, one boy was there, his old relative, like grandchildren. Imagine he's like a grandchildren. Innumerable kin means he's like a grandchildren, grandchild, grandson or granddaughter, like that we can say. Got it? So how he was looking? Dark young man. The boy was dark in color and young. And how his eyes were gazelle eyes, like beautiful eyes he had. That young boy who followed this old man. That was the thing that happened in that day of sale. Okay, so this much description they have given about this old man when he came to that office in order to sell the house. The old man bowed to all of us in the room. Okay, the deal was happening in order to sell that building, his old house. So only this man and the back of him, who is that one young man, was young boy also followed him. But our author and some more people also there in order to get the house. So they were all talking about that house. So whenever he entered the house, already the people were sitting in that office room. So he wished. That's happened, right? When you go to the office room, what will you do? You will wish. Whether they are young or old, you won't bother, but that is the common thing that we have to wish. So that same thing even this man. How did he wish? He bowed to all of them. That was the method that he used to wish. Then he removed his hat and gloves slowly and carefully. Underline that statement. How did he remove? He removed his hat and also gloves. How did he remove? Slowly and carefully. Why? Why did he so slowly he did? He had so much of time. And also carefully, because they were old. The gloves, he cannot remove it quickly. One thing is, he had so much of time. He is doing all the things slowly only. Right? He is taking so much of time. But he did carefully, because the gloves already they were torn. He has to keep it safe. Then Chaplin once did that in a picture. In a bank, he was the janitor. So Charlie Chaplin, now the author is remembering one more character. Who is there? Charlie Chaplin. So once he did the same thing in that picture. Charlie Chaplin. How? He removed the gloves slowly and carefully. So this activity made our author to remember about Charlie Chaplin. These two paragraphs are very important. You have to listen carefully. Then he handed his things to the boy, who stood obediently behind the old man's chair. Okay, after removing his hat and gloves, so he had given all the things to whom? To that boy who followed him. Who is that innumerable kin? He came in the second paragraph, last line. Innumerable kin, a dark young man with eyes like gazelle. So to that boy he had given to that. And that boy was standing behind him. How he was standing? Obediently. He was standing obediently. Okay, that was the fourth paragraph. Try to fill the blanks. Now let's move to the fourth paragraph. There was, listen carefully, very important paragraph. There was a great deal of conversation about Rain and his family. Now the people and all, they are talking with each other who came there. No, there were great deal of conversation about what? About Rain and his family. They're talking about the rain, or the frequency of rain, and they are all talking about that, and also about his family, the greatness of his family. That and all they were talking. And he was very proud of his large family. Underline the statement. The old man was feeling so proud of his large family. It shows that he had large family. So many family members were there. That was the big family. And finally, we got down to business. Okay, after talking that and all, finally, they came to that point. What was that point? They wanted to buy the house of that old man. The author and some other people came in order to buy the house of that old man. Now, they have to fix certain rate, the cost of the house. Let us see what was the cost of the house and whether they will buy or not. Then yes, he would sell as he had agreed for $1,200 in cash. Underline that statement. The cost of the house is the agreement cost. So the old man had agreed to sell the house for $1,200. That was the cost of the house that old man agreed to sell it. We would buy. Yes, even the other party also accepted to buy the house for $1,200. And then money was ready. Money was ready. Don Anselmo, I said to him in Spanish. Okay, the name of the person is Anselmo. Don means sir. Okay, D-O-N, Don means sir. Don Anselmo. So he began to talk to that person. He said to him, okay, in which language he said? In Spanish language, because he can understand the Spanish only. Now, we have made a discovery. Underline that statement. Who made the discovery? The author and the other people, the American people. Okay. Now, you remember that we sent that surveyor, that engineer up there to survey your land so as to make the deed. So, before buying the land and the house, okay, they wanted to measure the house or the land. Right, without measurements, they cannot buy the land, right? So, whatever measurements that the author has given, so whether they correct or not, the buyer has to check it. So, same thing was happening. So, in order to buy that, the surveyor, that engineer, who was the surveyor? The engineer. So, he measured that land and finally, they came to know something about that land. Well, he finds that you own more than 8 acres. Okay, the land width and the place is more than 8 acres. Acres means the measurement. 8 acres of land that the person had. He tells that your land extends across the river. Okay, the surveyor. This is the discovery that surveyor got. First one is, whatever the land is there, that is more than 8 acres. Underline the statement. That is more than 8 acres. And he tells that. Who tells that? The surveyor tells that your land extends. Whose land? That is your land. That is old man's land. Don Anselmo's land. That is Okay, your refers to old man and he refers to this surveyor. Us refers to the author and the Americans. So these many people are there. Listen carefully. Your land extends across the river and that you own almost twice as much as you thought. Got it? So this land, whatever land that is there, so we have measured it. But it whatever you told, but it is double. Okay, that person, it means that Don Anselmo said less. Actual cost of the land is, it is twice as he told. He told only $1,200, but its worth is more than 1,200. It means twice, 2,400 it may be. But let us see. He didn't know that, and now Don Anselmo, I added. Okay, they thought the writer says that he didn't know about that maybe, so that's why he said like this. Then I added, these Americans are buono gente. Buono gente means what? Given the given meaning. See, good people. Americans are good people. Buono gente means what? Good people. The meaning. It is the Spanish language. They are good people and they are willing to pay you for the additional land as well at the same rate per acre. So that instead of $1,200, you will get almost twice as much and the money is here for you. So they brought the cash also. No, you said only $1,200, but the worth of the land is $2,400. It means twice the rate that you have given. Even our American people who were the buyers of the land, they were ready to pay the twice amount. So because why they were ready? Because they were good people and also the land also is more. It is almost 8 acres. So it cost twice $1,200. It is more than $1,200. So it has that worth. Understood? Next. Very important. Once again, go through that 4th paragraph. So, next 5th paragraph. The old man hung his head for a moment in thought. Then he stood up and stared at me. Okay, then old man just bowed his head and he began to talk something. So, he stood up and stared at me. He stood up and he began to look at this man. Me refers to whom? The author. Friend, he started like this. He began to address him like the friend. He said, I do not like to have you speak to me in that manner. What did he mean? Friend, he started like that. I don't want you speak to me in such a manner. In that manner. What was that manner? Okay. I kept still and let him have his say. I know these Americans are good people and that is why I have agreed to sell to them. Okay, this is like that. I know about them. I know they were good. You no need to tell that they were good people. I'm conscious about that. I'm conscious about the rate also. So intentionally I have accepted that rate, 1,200. Though it worth more. Okay, why? Because they were good people. Don Anselmo wants to sell the land for $1,200 itself. He doesn't want to increase the land's cost. That's why. See here, but I don't care to be insulted. Okay, whatever the word that he has given earlier on the deal as an agreement, that was the final word, final statement. He doesn't want to change his word again and again. Once he has given the statement, that's it. He doesn't want to change it again and again. So whatever agreement that he did, that he wants to continue. He knew already that costs were more than $1,200, but he wants to sell the land to that American people at the same cost because they were good people. He knew about that. He mentioned it. That is why I have agreed to sell to them. Why? Because they were good people. I have agreed to sell my house and land for $1,200, and that is the price. So strict he is. He doesn't want to change his mind, change his words again and again.